Go send a tweet out. Hello. Send a tweet out letting everybody know we are about to get rolling. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see what we got right now. I meant to send this out earlier, but one-man shop, you know. Sometimes we forget. All right, let's see what we got right here. Okay. Welcome aboard. Today we'll be doing Jalapeño Bison burgers. All right, got a few people on. Feel free to drop questions. About to hand the phone off to far right Latina girlfriend. We ready? She's in her native environment washing dishes. She can't film yet. So as we get started, I'll show you what we got going on right here. We got, I can't even see what you see. Got some bison, jalapeno, garlic, onion. Got a 4-year-old asking for water in the background. Clearly, this is round number 2, so as you know, we're getting better. Feel free to drop questions. Topics of today are Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried, his trial, as well as obviously we're going to be prepping some delicious burgers in 1 second. All right, now we're going to turn this camera around. You ready for this? Boom. Okay. Clean off the lens. Probably should have done that before flipping it around, but now I know. Okay, here you go. All right, we're gonna have that background noise on. Apologize for that. To start off, we have our onion. We have our garlic. Should I do the mic? Yeah, I should do the mic. Let's put this in.
So you're adding it.
We're gonna add the mic. Apologies for this. All right. As I've become famous for, this is clipped onto my neck. That's how we roll. All right, so to get started, we got bison, ground bison. You get these for $8 a pound at Costco, at least in Austin, maybe more if you live in a coastal city. Jalapenos, garlic, onions, your favorite oil. We're gonna use ghee. You can use butter. You can use whatever you want, olive oil. Sea salt. Got a little bit of pepper, garlic, pepper. See if we're gonna use that. And then we got our Monterey Jack cheese, our seed oil-free buns, and then condiments. high fructose corn syrup free ketchup, as well as some German mustard, and then we got leftover bacon from breakfast. That wasn't on the ingredients list, but hey, we're being crafty with what's delicious and in front of us. Okay, step one, we are going to start sauteing the onions first. We can do that on a medium flame with a smaller pan. Sauteing the onions actually can take the longest out of all the steps, which is why we're going to get this out of the way. Number one, so we're just going to do 3 of these. Whoop! I think we're going to toss that one. I don't think we're going to use that one. And then, okay, so we got our onions. We're going to take out the outside layer right here. And these onions do make me cry. Almost like Sam Bankman-Fried when I found out he was going to jail for quite some time. Fooled me. I spent a lot of time with that guy in San Francisco. Maybe not a lot, but I definitely spent several hours with the guy. Did not see that one coming. So, okay, as our pan gets hot, we're just going to throw this on. We're actually going to throw it on like this. This is what they'll do at In-N-Out. They'll just have them like that. So we're just going to have them like that. And then second thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add salt to the Bison burger meat. And then we're going to want to cut up all the vegetables. So we'll start with the garlic first because that's a little bit more aggressive. You guys have seen some of my YouTube videos. The best thing to do is get pre-peeled garlic, but if you don't have that, then you can just mash it with the side of a knife, the way I just showed you. And then we can just take the rest out and put it on the plate or the cutting board, as it may be. I don't know what these things are on garlic. I never eat them. I think they're disgusting. I don't know if they're dangerous to eat, but as far as I'm concerned, they are, because we don't want gross-looking food. All right. I'm also pretty anal about the ends of garlic cloves. I just don't like that stuff in my food. So all the weird-looking parts of the garlic cloves, they just don't go in my food. I don't know. Okay. Good. All right. So now we got all the icky stuff that we can put to the side. And we can start chopping, dicing our garlic shortly. And if you guys have questions, just drop them in the comments. Far Right Latina Girlfriend will read them as we go. So as I'm chopping this, I will recant how I met Mr. Bankman-Fried. I was working at a cryptocurrency exchange in San Francisco across the water from Alameda, where Alameda Research was located. Alameda is a county. Oakland is in Alameda County, if you were not aware of that. And so, you know, Alameda Research came up on a list of clients that used a common bank of ours. And so they shared that list because they wanted their partners to use their bank network. And so they wanted everybody to know each other. So we got to know Alameda. I will interrupt this story to put some ghee on the pan. And we're going to put the flame on just because it's going to take a little bit of time to heat up. Okay, so now that we have our garlic chopped, we're going to want to throw it on top of our bison ground meat. And then we are going to want to get our jalapenos that we washed. We're going to want to cut it lengthwise. We're going to want to turn it over and cut it lengthwise once again. So we're quartering it. Okay. So now that this thing is in quarters, it's a lot easier for us to dice up. Okay. So now that we have our jalapenos and our garlic, we're going to throw this all on the paper towel, which has been absorbing the liquid. Liquid is the enemy of a good sear, so we want to eliminate as much liquid as we can.
Question. How much ground bison is that?
That's 20 ounces. You can use 16 ounces. You can use 20 ounces. Either is fine. And then one thing that I like to do this with bison rather than beef, is I like to add a little bit of cheese to the mix before mashing them up. Reason being, the bison's quite lean, and so I like to have some fat mixed with the burgers because that just helps everything sear a little bit better. So now that we have everything, we'll mix up, take the gunk out. Okay, so now that we have everything kind of mixed together, make sure you wash your hands before cooking. Skip that step in the tutorial, but let's be sanitary. That's why we keep women around, to tell us when we're dirty, to be cleaner. Okay, so you're seeing this is just a massive wad of burger meat. So we can start separating these into about 4-ounce burger balls. Which means there's going to be about 5 of them. All right, I'll try to get everything even. I said there was going to be 5, and I'm not lying. I'm just going to take the extra goodies from one of each of these. Now we may notice that these could use a flip. You should be wearing an apron or a shirt. I'm not. You should also not be using your hands on the pan like I am, but you know what? Sometimes you got to break the rules. All right, so we are close to all right. So now that we got 5 of these, we're going to want to put these on the pan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can start throwing our garbage away. I'm going to wash my hands right now. All right, now that we're being fancy pants, we're introducing tongs to the mix. Okay. What we're going to want to do while these burgers cook is we're going to want to toast. We'll toast 2 buns just to show you. We're going to make a couple. This obviously makes 5 burgers, but we're just going to toast a couple. Put it on some parchment paper. Throw it in toaster oven or the air fryer. And these are going to go for about, toast these for about 5.5 minutes. Toast, 5.5 minutes. Boom. All right. We like to do double time in here, so we're going to clean while everything finishes cooking.
What brand are the buns?
Let's see what these are. These are Nature's Own. And then we can look at the ingredients real closely. Just not get the bag in the flame. What's that? Oh, Sam Story. Okay, so yes, we met this guy because one of the Rockstar employees that I somehow managed to bring on board to our company. Thank you. Found Alameda Research in the bank directory, called them up, and he became buddies with Sam because both of them understood financial markets well. So a lot of people, they may know Sam as a scammer, but Sam was actually a successful trader at a firm called Jane Street before he started Alameda. And so we got to know this company, his company Alameda. We invited them to multiple happy hours, both him and an executive on his team who we interfaced with. And, I brought him to a baseball game, introduced him to my friends in Major League Baseball, a couple of them, not many, but a couple on the Giants. And I thought Sam was pretty smart. We talked to Sam about his hiring practices. They seemed fairly well thought through. Some of the questions that they would ask their employees seemed intelligent. I couldn't hate on the guy, and I had no reason to think he was running an illegitimate business. And so there was a time when it was rumored that Alameda was getting into some trouble. They needed to raise capital. Apparently, they may have had a little bit of a mini blow up. But they kept. This would have been like 2019 or so. It was kind of rumored that Alameda had some sort of glitch, some sort of programmatic trading error that cost them to lose a lot of money. But as far as we were concerned, we didn't have any reason to think Alameda stopped trading or that even happened. And so there were some rumors circulating, but we didn't have any reason to think they were true. And Alameda kept raising money, so much so that I even told my baseball friend, like, hey, Sam seems like he's a smart guy. He seems like he can make you money. We're gonna keep flipping these onions. If you want an introduction, I'm happy to introduce you. So I was willing to put that relationship at risk to introduce him to Sam, even though I got no part of that deal because I thought Sam was like a smart guy. Okay, so we're gonna flip these burgers. That's an amazing sear, and that's exactly why we put the cheese in these Bison burgers, is because they help the burgers sear. We would not have gotten that sear had we not put the cheese on. Okay, now that we're flipping them, we're going to add a little bit more cheese to the mix. And you see some's falling to the side. Ideally, I would have gotten some sliced cheese, but I didn't have any in my refrigerator, so it is what it is. So anyway, Sam was raising money. This was before FTX. I think he was raising money to grow Alameda or something like that. And Alameda was structured differently. We're going to put a lid on this to make sure the cheese melts. So Alameda was, what's that?
How long do you keep it on?
The lids, we're going to keep the lid on until the cheese is melted. So it's probably going to be about 90 seconds. So Alameda was raising money, but they raised money differently than most funds, right? Because it was a hedge fund. So rather than bringing on partners that would share in the profits, they would just pay interest. So they paid high interest, like 15. This was an interest rate for like 0. So they paid like 15, 20% interest if you trusted Sam and trusted that Sam could make you money. All right, so these are basically done. These are fully sauteed, so we're going to turn the flame off. We're going to move the pan and keep these ready to be placed on the burgers. Now that the buns are ready, we can put these buns on. Just add condiments to one, just to show you that we can do it. Put a little bit of sugar-free ketchup on there. A little bit of mustard as well. And so Sam, we knew Sam was a smart guy, but then within 18 months of us meeting Sam, there were rumors of Alameda being effectively a Ponzi scheme. This was pre-FTX, but we kind of shrugged him off because everything seemed fine. This was in 2019. Everything seemed fine. All right, so these burgers are done. And in 2020, 2021, we're going to take these off. Put these on here. That he was running a scam. We just thought that, hey, we knew this dude before he got big. I even remember the month before FTX blew up. I was hanging out with my colleagues, my ex-colleagues in Miami after I did the Prompt podcast. And we were like, wow, can you believe Sam's doing what he's doing? Because at that point, Sam was just a billionaire. He was a big-time billionaire. He wasn't a big-time billionaire who was about to go to jail. And so it was like, yeah, we had no idea that Sam could do this. Running a Ponzi scheme, and of course, we're not the jury. We haven't sat through all the deliberations, but perhaps we should have taken those allegations a little bit more seriously than we did. Okay, so that's going to be yummy. Okay, we can turn this flame off. We're going to take some bacon from breakfast.
Oh, gotta like.
Is it from my mom? It counts for more if my mom liked it. Okay, so we're going to move that. We're going to take some onions. We're going to throw some onions on here. And just as promised, these take like 20 minutes to make. So I think I put this on upside down. I got the bottom of the bun. We'll flip it. Nope, I got two bottoms. There's got to be a gay joke in here somewhere. All right. So here's what we do. I'm gonna flip this like that. Boom, boom, And so, yeah, I will note that one of the executives at Alameda in 2019, before anything happened, made a joke about a Ponzi scheme, which is you should never do if you're running a financial services firm, whether it's true or false. You should never joke about running Ponzi schemes. I never invested in them personally. When I did tell my friend that I was willing to introduce him to Sam, this was actually before this comment, he never took me up on the willingness to link us. And so, yeah, you know, I probably spent 6 hours or more, maybe 10 hours hanging out with the man who's very likely to be sentenced to prison in short order. I hope you enjoyed this lunch and live stream. Right now we got about, I'm going to say 140 grams of protein right here. So this is obviously a meal prep. I'll eat like one of these for lunch, maybe one plus another burger to keep it protein dominant. And then we'll save the other 3 for tomorrow or later for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. If you have suggestions, DM me on Twitter, write in the comments below, reply to my emails because you're probably on my email list. And we'll try to make these as awesome as possible. 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 Pacific, every Wednesday and Friday that we can do it. Peace out.